Hello. Hey, so it's me and Pippin checking in. This is Pippin, documenting my first ever vlog, as I have recently made the biggest decision of my life so far, which is converting to veganism. Please don't click off just because I said vegan. I'm sorry. Stay for the hedgehog. Basically, I wanted to share the knowledge that I've gained from making this choice in hopes that you might consider not necessarily changing yourself fully, but just having a bit more thought as to what it is you're putting into your body. The reason I became a vegan is because I'm a massive environmentalist. It's not a very widely known fact, but the animal agricultural industry actually contributes more to climate change than all of the transportation system combined. I mean, like, the world combined. So, you know, like, the first time I heard that, I was just like, oh. All of these problems that have encouraged me to go to university with the hopes of someday changing all can be helped by my change in diet. One of the major things that I think would probably interest quite a lot of people is the effect that a vegan diet can have on quite a lot of medical conditions. Things like type 2 diabetes, heart conditions, and certain types of cancers as well. One of the first and most important things is a vegan diet has been proven to cease and in some cases reverse different types of cancers. These include liver cancer, prostate cancer, and some forms of breast cancer as well, which is incredible. So that's something that, you know, I know affects a lot of people's lives. If you do know anyone who is suffering from those forms of cancer, perhaps do the research yourself. I'm going to have to put you away. Where are you going? Pippin's gone now. One of the key things that I found quite motivational as well is the human ethics involved. If you donate to companies specifically helping third world countries that are struggling primarily with starvation, if you took all of the grain that's currently being made for animal consumption, stopped giving it to the animals and gave it to humans instead, you'd actually have more grain than people. Like, oh my god. That's something to consider as well, the fact that you can potentially help starving children. Another of the important things is the animal ethics involved. Like, I know a lot of people avoid watching certain documentaries or videos because they're expressing animal cruelty, and I understand that because they are really hard to watch. But if you do take the time to actually watch them, it's gonna put you off everything. I'm not even appealed by it because as soon as I see it, all these images just come into my head of like the horrible things that I've seen. Can't do it, cannot do it. You could not pay me enough. If you're thinking, oh, I can never do it, it would be too hard, with a little bit of education you'd be amazed at how easy the transformation can be. So I know a lot of people out there aren't scientists or don't particularly enjoy reading scientific papers. If you wanted it in a more accessible format, there's tons of documentaries that, you know, you give up an hour and a half of your life and it could potentially change it. So the documentary that changed my life and started me on this whole learning process was Cowspiracy. For me, I was like crying for about 20 minutes afterwards because I was so happy that all of these issues that I felt I was responsible for changing could be changed just through my diet. Vegan isn't hard. Everyone always thinks, oh, it's really hard work. You've got your vegan ice cream, butter, milk, cheese, and all of this can be bought from UK supermarkets. Another good documentary to recommend would be 10 Billion, just basically depicting what the world will be like by the end of this century, because it's estimated there will be about 10 billion people on the planet. What are words today? It's not just about being a vegan, it's about the lifestyle choices that you can make to help the planet. He's very big on facts and figures, and they do stick in your brain, so that's good too. If you do, you know, get some information, decide that you want to make the change, but are really lacking some courage in terms of actually going out and doing it, the best documentary, or actually the worst documentary, is probably Earthlings. This is available on YouTube. I'll put links to all of these documentaries that I'm talking about like down in the description so you can all go away and watch it. That documentary is particularly traumatizing. I didn't watch the documentary until a couple of weeks ago, which seems kind of daft considering I'm already, you know, in the process of becoming a vegan. It's definitely motivated me to stay away from dairy. And before that I was still sort of sneaking a bit of Ben & Jerry's in because they treat their cows so well, and So if you do decide to have a look into this lifestyle, don't be too harsh on yourself. Plenty of us make mistakes in the first few months leading up to being a full vegan. Most important documentary that I think you should watch in terms of health is Forks Over Knives. So it's basically discussing the health implications of having a Western diet. So that's not just eating fast foods all the time, it's the amount of meat and dairy that we consume and what it actually does to our bodies. Oh my god, it's snowing! I'm sorry, I'm so excited now. So those are the documentaries I'd recommend for sort of basic bite-sized information of stuff that you won't know about because it's not in the mainstream regions of discussion. So it's you guys I'm trying to reach who, you know, can't really be bothered or think I'm a bit nutty. If you have me on any social media at all, probably think I'm some kind of preacher. I want you to know about all this really good information, all this stuff that people are completely unaware of. It's up to you guys to have your own personal journey on it, which is what I'm hoping to start. Whenever I have a conversation with someone, one of the key points they tend to use is, well, Hitler was a vegetarian and he wasn't a very nice person now, was he? No, he wasn't. But he also wasn't a vegetarian. He killed a load of people. He obviously didn't even care about humans, let alone animals. And there's plenty of documents that you can find online that mention his love for different types of meat. These are all written by his chefs at the time. So, you know, his propaganda obviously worked. The second thing, just because a lion does it doesn't mean that we do. In fact, lions are carnivores and we're omnivores, so that argument's pretty invalid anyway. If we're going to use lions for justifications for our actions, if a lion cub is born and it's considered a runt, the alpha male will just kill it. If we went around killing our babies because they had some kind of either mental or physical disability. Which also reminds me, another benefit is mental health issues as well as physical health issues. A lot of people obviously suffer with eating disorders. These are considered a mental illness, and the vegan diet has actually helped them to become stable in what it is that they're eating. Obviously there is always an argument put forward of we're carnivores so we're supposed to eat meat. That I can to an extent agree with, obviously. Meat is an essential part of our diet, not really in this day and age because there's all sorts of other products you can eat instead, but I'm not sitting here trying to convince you never to touch meat again. I'm just trying to get you to think about what it is that you're actually putting into your body. We can, of course, discuss the dairy problem that we seem to be having. We don't need dairy at all. Yes, it's got calcium in it. Nearly everything has calcium in it. All of the plants that I eat have plenty of calcium in them. I have no deficiencies whatsoever. And we shouldn't be drinking the milk destined for another species baby. You know, when you consider the ethical implications of that, I mean, female cows are forcibly raped every 9 months after giving birth to a calf. And then the calf is taken. Imagine a poor mum having her baby taken away for no other reason than some guy wanting to drink her milk. So that's, you know, that's pretty crazy to think of. There is no argument against veganism. That's the point I think I'm trying to make here. The only argument that you can ever put forward is that you simply don't care. You can't convince them, there's nothing you can do, but you do know that that person isn't ready to talk about it. And for the time being, they don't care about their health, the health of their loved ones, the environment, human or animal ethics. Some people aren't ready to make the change yet, I understand that. But again, what I'm trying to do with this video is to give people the education that they need to perhaps start their journey. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video and listen to me rant for the first time ever. I hope that Pippin convinced you to click on this video and watch it, and I hope that I convinced you to stay all the way till the end. So thank you for taking the time, and I do hope that you carry on and get a bit of further education in this. Alright, take care.